that the great moments in the struggle of single individuals make up a chain, that in them a range of mountains of humanity are joined over thousands of years, that, for me, the loftiest thing of such a moment from the distant past is still vital, bright, and great. That is the basic idea of the faith in humanity which expresses itself in the demand for a monumental history. However, with this very demand that greatness should be eternal, there is ignited the most dreadful struggle. For everything else still living cries out, no. The monumental should not be created. That is the opposition's slogan. The dull habit, the small and the base, filling all corners of the world, like a heavy atmosphere clouding around everything great, casts itself as a barrier, deceiving, dampening, and suffocating along the road which greatness has to go towards immortality. This way, however, leads through human brains, through the brains of anxious and short-lived animals, who always come back to the same needs, and who with difficulty fend off their destruction for a little while. For as a first priority they want only one thing, to live at any price. Who might suppose among them that difficult torch race of monumental history, through which alone greatness lives once more? Nevertheless, a few of them always wake up again, those who, by a look back at past greatness, and strengthened by their observation, feel so blessed, as if the life of human beings is a beautiful thing, as if it is indeed the most beautiful fruit of this bitter plant, to know that in earlier times one man once went through this existence proud and strong, another with profundity, a third with pity, and a desire to help, all, however, leaving behind one teaching, that the person lives most beautifully who does not think about existence. If the common man considers this time span with such melancholy seriousness and longing, those men on their way to immortality and to monumental history knew how to treat things with an Olympian laughter, or at least to a lofty scorn. Often they climbed with irony into their graves, for what was there of them to bury? Surely only what had always impressed them as cinders, garbage, vanity, animality, and what now sinks into oblivion long after it was exposed to their contempt. But one thing will live on, the monogram of their most essential individual essence, a work, a deed, an uncommon inspiration, a creation. That will live, because no later world can do without it. In this most blissful form, fame is indeed something more than the dearest piece of our amour propre, as Schopenhauer has called it. It is the belief in the unity and continuity of the greatness of all times. It is a protest against the changes of the generations and against transience. Now, what purpose is served for contemporary man by the monumental consideration of the past, by busying himself with the classical and rare person of earlier times? He derives from the fact that the greatness which was once there, at all events once was possible, and therefore really will be possible once again. He goes along his path more bravely, for now the doubt which falls over him in weaker hours, that he might perhaps be wishing for the impossible, is beaten back from the field. Let us assume that somebody believes it would take no more than 100 productive men, effective people brought up in a new spirit, to get rid of what has become culturally fashionable in Germany right now. How must it strengthen him to perceive that the culture of the Renaissance raised itself on the shoulders of such a crowd of 100 men?